Good morning, good afternoon. Today is February 2nd, 2023. We are on day 13. Sorry I'm late. I had to verify my account for some reason. So I just, that's why I'm late. But good morning, good afternoon. Let us know where you are in the world. Oh my gosh, the 10 of Cups. Yes. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is Mars in Pisces. And this card, I was going to say this cup, is all about happiness, going after our dreams, going after our passions. It is one of the happiest cards in the tarot. I would say just probably similar to the Sun card in the major arcana. But Mars is the planet of our desires, getting after our desires, taking action. And the counterpart of Mars in astrology is Venus. Venus is what we are attracted to, and what is attracted to us. And Venus right now is in the sign of Pisces, which is said to be exalted, meaning Venus loves being in Pisces. So that's happening right now in the sky. And Mars in Pisces is getting after our desires. It's taking action towards our happiness. And what a beautiful card to come out, because I have to say I was a little nervous. We are inching towards this exact square between the Sun and Uranus. And you probably could feel the energy, but we're moving towards the full moon in Leo, and Taurus squares this full moon, which in astrology is it's a challenging aspect. It's a 90-degree angle, and it forces us to make a change, make a decision. And the Sun square Uranus, which happens tomorrow, exactly February 3rd, at 15 degrees of Aquarius and Taurus. And so these houses, wherever you have Aquarius and Taurus, have been really getting activated these last 2 years. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to be crunchy these next couple days, because the energy is building. Something is popping. Something is being released. Something is being shown. Something is being manifested. And this is like, I've been saying this since last August. This is the time when we must go forward. There is no looking back. And so I'm actually kind of relieved that the 10 of Cups came out so quickly, because it's time to go after our dreams. It's time to go after our happiness. It's time to go after what's in alignment with us. And I really feel that energy as I was contemplating last December, before the Gregorian calendar New Year on January 1st, but the lunar New Year that just happened on January 22nd. And then we're making our way towards the equinox, which is now we're in this forward moving momentum, no planets retrograde. It is a time when we are, I think most of us, the collective at least that I'm surrounded myself with, is we've released, we've seen, we've done, we've healed through the last 3 years. And obviously healing is not linear. We're still doing all this stuff, but we are ready to take some kind of action steps, whether it is an inner action, like going to therapy, maybe for the first time, telling somebody how you truly feel, being honest with yourself, or it's more outward. We're in Aquarius season, which is a diurnal sign, meaning it's a day sign. It's more masculine. It's more yang. So Aquarius season is all about community, sharing ideas, and friendships. So this is the time when you should be out there mingling, sharing your ideas with other people, and getting after what it is that you want, what you desire. And I've spoken about this so many times over these last now 13 days about that, and how our puritanical society makes you feel guilt and shame around your desires. But our desires are the vibration in which it connects us to our future self. So you need to be, first, you need to be honest with that. You need to honor that, and also follow what your heart is saying that you want, that you specifically want, right? And which goes perfectly with today, because today is day 13, joy and play. I have a fifth house sun. So your sun is your ego, your identity, your life force energy. And the fifth house speaks about fun, play, children. And I always like, and I'm also in my human design, I'm a sacral generator, which means like if it doesn't give me pleasure, it doesn't give me energy. And so I've always done things. Um, I've always tried, let's say it this way, I've always tried to do things that gave me pleasure and joy. And when I didn't, when I would go the other way and make decisions based on fear, is when things were just not easy for me. I felt like I was going against something. But when I know I'm doing something that gives me pleasure and it gives me joy and it gives me just like what I want to do, it gives me more energy. And so I can fill up my own cup so that I can share it with other people. And this is really the most important part about manifestation is obviously like throughout these last 13 days, you're asking yourself like, what is it that you're manifesting and why? And is it really the thing that you want to manifest or the state of being? So joy and play. There is no way to express pleasure and expect liberation, satisfaction, or joy. This is Adrienne Marie Brown from Pleasure Activism, The Politics of Feeling Good. I highly recommend reading this book. I believe we are closest to our manifestation and creative energy when we are having fun and when we are joyful. I'm sure you felt pure bliss and pleasure at one point in your life. When was that? Think about when you last forgot what time it was because you were so in the moment. When was the last time you were having so much fun that you didn't even look at your phone? If you ask anyone, what do you want in life? Most people will say happiness or some form of joy. It's in our American Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, why does it sometimes seem like everyone is miserable? I believe it's our limiting beliefs on what it takes to live our dream lives. Perhaps you are thinking consciously or subconsciously that successful manifestation might require some kind of major effort. But I am here to tell you that when you manifest successfully, the process is full of ease and joy. We just have to dispense with the belief that we are more worthy of something if we worked hard for it. Hard work has nothing to do with it. When we manifest, we desire something and we want it to come into our lives. We often focus on a negative thing not being there, the absence of it. We focus on the lack, which perpetuates our feelings of scarcity. The secret is that we were taught the opposite of what we should actually be doing. Let me explain. So often we are taught to look outside of ourselves for what we want. That's everything, including but not limited to joy, love, validation, and on and on and on. We default to believing that everything we want is out there, when in reality, everything we want is inside of us. In other words, as within, so without. Luckily, the antidote to this limiting belief is fun. It is joy, pleasure, and play. Take this day to love your life because the energy is magnetic. Like attracts like. That's the main tenet of the law of attraction. Think about that for a second. Would you be attracted to fun or to scarcity? When I feel creatively stagnant, bored, or apathetic, I know that I have to change up the energy. When you're in that mindset or emotional state, you will miss the miracles around you. You might also miss the signs and synchronicities the universe is sending you. So if you're feeling limited, instead of defaulting to lack, change it up and just have fun. I know this might seem tactless during times when there seems to be so much suffering in the world, but I want to remind you that injecting more joy in your life is the antidote to suffering, and it does not disrespect what other people are going through. This step requires you to know what brings you joy. You would be surprised at the number of people who come to me and don't know. Joy is something that is often put on hold when we become adults because we are busy achieving and working. When I studied abroad in Spain, my host family would always point out to me that Americans live to work versus work to live. I always thought it was ironic and cruel that most baby boomers, like my parents, worked their whole lives waiting until retirement to enjoy themselves. My parents are retired now and they are not as nimble as they used to be. So there are many things that would have brought them joy when they were younger that they aren't able to do now. Also, they were immigrants to this country, so I don't know. Times have changed for sure. I think about all the elders who waited until they were retired to live their lives, but then died before they were able to reap the rewards of their hard earned savings. I believe that cultivating a life in which we can experience joy right now is integral for being able to successfully manifest the reality you are working toward. And it's not just joy that will ultimately help us. If we allow ourselves to fully feel the spectrum of our emotions, we can use it as as a guidance system to give us information. There's a lot to learn from how you feel if you are willing to investigate more deeply. That's this Mars in Pisces, 10 of Cups. When you do more things that bring you joy, you feel liberated. That is the energy you want to cultivate in your life. We sometimes avoid doing the things we want to do because we believe we must please the people around us. We don't enforce our boundaries or we don't communicate. But if you take the opportunity to live based on how you feel, you will know what you want to do. Ask yourself, does what I am doing today bring me joy or do I feel contracted? Or I often hear people say, like, when I get X amount of money, I'm going to do this. Or when I'm X age, I'm going to do this. Or when I have this amount of savings, I'm going to do this. But it was kind of like, it's kind of in line with what I was saying yesterday about rewilding. It's like living for the weekends and living for these milestone moments when really, in reality, like it's the journey, not the destination. I'm a Sagittarius rising, so I'm all about the journey. And the fun part is the moment to moment when you're living and not these like huge milestones like graduations, weddings, babies, turning 40. And, you know, like life is a accumulation of all these small moments. So playful questioning is the deeper exercise. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What did I love to do as a child? What gets me excited? What would I do for free? Write down the answers in a journal or meditate on them as you commit to a playful practice, like stargazing, bouncing on a trampoline, jumping rope, or climbing a tree. Play a board game you haven't pulled out of the closet since you were 6. Try a coloring book, squish some clay, or think about some other activity that engaged you when you were small. Today's the day to revisit it. It's all about your inner child, because also we have a full moon in Leo, and Leo is the sign of playfulness and creativity. So the Go Deeper exercise is Read Pleasure Activism by Adrienne Marie Brown. She has an amazing Instagram account where she makes memes. Take yourself out on a play date or try it out with your loved one or friend. So just think about it. Like, what do you do for fun? What gets you excited? What would you do for free? I know for me, I can talk about astrology all day long. I could study it all day long. I can talk about it with my friends all day long. I love it so much because it gives me so much energy that, like, it doesn't feel like work sometimes. I love going out in nature and just like exploring. I love traveling. I love reading about different cultures. I love hanging out with friends, and that can be for free. Like, ask your friend out on a date, have a picnic. And I did that a lot this summer. I really tried to cultivate my relationships with my platonic friends. And yeah, just start doing what gives you more joy, because that gives you more energy and that allows the creative flow. So tomorrow, just looking ahead, because we are at 2 weeks now. Oh my gosh. Act as if is day 14. And just as a reminder, all the links are down below to learn more about me. My website is laurakchung.com. You can buy my book at Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, bookshop.org, and IndieBound. You don't need to buy the book because I read a lot from it. Also, it's available on Kindle and Audible. What else? I do offer one-on-one Reiki sessions and astrology readings. And I will never DM you on social media. So please be aware of scammers. And yeah, have fun today. And I'm sending you so much love. See you tomorrow on day 14.